My name is Lila Grace. I am studying elementary education. Whole child learning to me means seeing a student as a person instead of just a means of academics. It means taking into account a student's life outside of the classroom when they come inside of it and fine-tuning our instruction accordingly.
I'm Julio Chavez. My degree is actually in history, but I am also getting a teaching certificate as well in secondary education. Whole child learning to me means an inclusive environment. How can we have all of the students in the classroom be active, engaged, and involved in the learning process?
A specific thing that comes to mind is that my mentor teacher was giving a lesson, and one of our students who struggled with emotional regulation started getting, out of nowhere, it seemed really upset. He stomped away from the carpet. I thought, okay, instead of just responding to defiance with defiance and meeting students when they're up there with them as well, I want to get to the bottom of why he's feeling this way and how I can help him feel ready to learn instead of forcing him into learning. It turns out he felt really upset because he didn't feel like he was understanding what was being taught, which would be frustrating for anyone. So I told him I completely understood. I asked him what specifically he felt he didn't understand and worked with him on that. And then by the end of our conversation, which lasted about maybe not even 5 minutes, he himself picked himself up from the floor and went back to the carpet and was able to learn.
Big example I have it was a week before my micro teach. We were doing a lesson on Hinduism. And so the class that I was going to do my micro teaching has a lot of students that are practicing Hindus. After class, this one student of mine comes up to me and he's talking about all these gods and goddesses. He told me about one that really meant a lot to him. And I took that, and over the weekend I kind of researched a bit more, and I changed the curriculum just a little bit to insert that specific god into my lesson for my micro teach. And when I got to that slide in my lecture, seeing his face just light up, he was so ecstatic. He told me after class how much it meant to him. And that's when I really realized how important the student relationship structure was. Through this experience and through the courses at Lou Fulton, I realized how important it was for me to actually get to know the students and develop these professional relationships with them. And it really just made the whole teaching experience a lot more comfortable for myself and made it more fun, exciting.
It's important for teachers to apply whole child principles because academic progress is essential, but students need to feel safe to progress and they need to feel cared about in order to learn. I think the Center for Whole Child Education is the bridge between the academic rigor and the caring about students as a whole.